Maybach music.
Welcome back to another Everyman Movie Critic, where we bring the love of movies back to you. As always, it's this guy,
I'm Scott.
me, Johnny B, and we're going to do another one of the What a Career. And this week we're going to discuss Sandra Bullock's career, because that woman's very versatile too. She's done some drama, she's done action, she's done comedy, she's done it all, in my opinion. I mean, she doesn't have a huge career, like some of the other ones we've talked about, but she definitely has more substance than anything. And we'll kick it off with her first big movie that she was in that I can remember. I mean, it wasn't a huge critical success, but again, we know the rule here. It doesn't matter if it makes a lot of money, it just has to be good. And that's our number one rule here at Everyman Movie Critic. We don't always agree with the critics. But anyway, so that movie would be with Tate Donovan, Love Potion number 9, in 1992. And actually before that, she was actually on a TV show that Scott mentioned a long time ago, one of our other videos, Working Girl. And she was based on the movie with Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
That was the movie to TV episode
yes.
that you can go click on and watch.
Working Girl was the name of that TV show. Then Love Potion number 9 with Tate Donovan, where they were a couple of nerdy scientists who get this love potion, and they try it, and you can't talk, otherwise the person will fall in love with you. And
it's kind of, it's a spin version of it, but I mean, you got like Zapped that kind of did that. There's a bunch of different movies that did that. Same type of movie.
Yeah. And then 93, she had a ton of movies. It looks like she was in The Vanishing with Kiefer Sutherland. She was in the Thing Called Love. She was in Demolition Man, which is one of her biggest movies, I would say.
She had a great part in that, too.
Actually, her and Benjamin Bratt were in that together. And then fast forward to 10 years, and they worked together. Actually, not even 10 years. Fast forward to they worked together in Miss Congeniality. Benjamin Bratt and her.
The Demolition Man, though, is kind of like a really good part for her, where she was not the main star, but she was a very good supportive actress in that.
She was, and she had some good comedy chops. She definitely is a funny actress.
Yes. All her movies seem that she pulls out the funny things in all of her movies that I've seen.
Because she's like that in real life too. Yeah. When she gave her Oscar speech for The Blind Side, she actually had a really funny. Check out her Oscar speech for The Blind Side. It was hilarious.
Blind Side was fantastic too.
But we're gonna get up to that.
Yeah.
That was one of those football movies we discussed in Are You Ready for Some Football? And go check that video out if you haven't seen it already, because it's pretty badass. She was also in Fire on the Amazon. Some of these movies I haven't seen myself, so if you have, please mention them in the comments and tell us about them. And the other one was Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. All came out in 93. Now, whether she had a starring role, a bit part, or whatever, who knows? But she seemed like to have a lot of movies back to back to back to back. And she's done that throughout her career a couple times. And then next year was 94, and that was one of her biggest action movies. She was in Speed.
We touched on that with Keanu Reeves.
Yep, Keanu Reeves and her worked together. That's such a good movie. She was in the sequel without him, unfortunately.
Yeah, somebody posted. One of you guys posted.
They punished him.
Why? Yeah, he was punished for something.
He was making some other movie, and then they punished him and wouldn't let him be in it because he
turned down some role or something.
Yeah, I don't remember
something. But
check out our comments for the Keanu Reeves What a Career, and you'll see.
And thank you for that comment, by the way.
Thank you guys for all your comments you've been making. It's making our egos a little bit bigger. And we're feeling like we're actually doing some good out there. Make you guys have something to watch during this fantastic time in the world where you're stuck at home watching nothing but YouTube and Netflix and other whatever. 95. Okay, let's get up to 95. Bill Pullman and her were in a movie together called While You Were Sleeping, where she basically lied to his family and said that they'd known each other and they were engaged or something, and he was in a coma, and she wanted to be part of their family or something like that. And did you ever see that? It's kind of like a con movie a little bit.
I don't. While you were
sleeping.
I might have, but I don't recall it. The next one I do know, but
the next one is in the same year was The Net.
Yep, that was
where they made a TV show out of that too, and they've had a couple of direct-to-DVD sequels of The Net. But Sandra Bullock was in the first one, and that was a pretty cool one because she was like an introvert that stayed at home all the time. And so what happened in that movie was kind of like funny how if somebody stole her identity, and it's became an identity theft movie, and they accused her of some murder that she didn't commit or something, assassination or something, but that's what you get for
Oh, yeah.
staying home too much. And I know we all know about that right now.
There was 2 type of movies that were both like that, and then that was one of them.
Yep.
And
What's another one?
the other one was, I can't think. I got a headache.
We could digress
So
just a little here.
I have a headache, so my mind's not as sharp as it should be. But it was. They also made a TV show. Was it La Femme? No.
La Femme Nikita.
Is that what it was?
They made a show on USA, and it was a movie. It wasn't that. It wasn't. It's kind of is an espionage movie a little bit.
That's not.
She was like a trained killer. Like.
That's not what I'm thinking of. I can't think of what it was, but there was another TV show that was from a movie. They also did something similar to that.
Guys, if you know what he's talking about, leave it in the comments below, because we really would like to know.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next year, again, she had 2 movies again. One was 2F by C, which is a rom-com, and then Time to Kill, which is actually one of my favorites, with her and Matthew McConaughey, based on the novel about the guy who killed those 2 guys that raped his daughter. And could you convict somebody who did that? If somebody ever messed with my son, I'd kill him myself if they ever beat him up or whatever.
I haven't had to. That's
If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Time to Kill is one of John Grisham's one of his better novels, and the movie was spot on.
I haven't had anything like that happen to my daughters, so I don't know.
We pray nobody
how
else
I
does.
pray. I mean, not just that, but I mean anything where they get picked on or something like that. I haven't had that experience yet to know how I would react.
Yeah, very
to
nice.
it.
Yep. All right, so then 97, sequel to Speed 2, Cruise Control, with Jason Patrick instead of Keanu Reeves. I like that they didn't make him the same character.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
She fell in love with another cop, ironically enough. Even though she kind of made it clear in the first one she didn't really like cops because she had speeding tickets or something like that. That's why she was on the bus. He's like, "What are you on that line in Speed? What are you taking a bus for?" "Oh, because I got a ticket for speeding." "Oh, perfect. You'll be good for this job. Keep it above 50.
Yep.
55 or whatever it was, or boom." All right, 98. She was also in another 3 movies. Actually, probably more. I was just trying to name ones that people would be more familiar with. Hope Floats with her and Harry Connick Jr. Then she was also in Practical Magic, which is actually a really good movie with Nicole Kidman.
Fantastic.
Where they were like magical sisters.
Nicole, it's like a Charm type of movie.
It is, yeah.
But
that's probably where
Nicole
they got the
Kidman's
premise for it.
Probably. But Nicole Kidman's a fantastic
And The
actress,
Craft,
too.
it's like another one of those kind of...
Well, Practical Magic is more...
practical.
Yeah, and what's more of a, like you said, for the sisters, so it's more like a Charm type of thing.
Yes.
Where the other one was just 4 girls that got together.
And Nicole Kidman was more of like the wild child, and her sister, played by Sandra Bullock, was more trying to blend in with society, and her sister comes along and kind of screws everything up. I love those kind of movies too.
Yeah.
There's like a ton of those, like Banger Sisters, where somebody's trying to live a normal life, and then their old friend or old sister comes in and throws everything off.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those are some of the funniest movies ever. But anyway, all right, what were we gonna say?
I was just saying with that right there, Practical Magic is what. It's fantastic, and I think Nicole Kidman is one of the better actresses too.
She is. We'll do a video on her. What a career for Nicole Kidman.
Definitely.
I had to say this, but some of her career was thanks to Tom Cruise, who kind of put her in a few of his movies and got to boost her a little bit there. Kind of like with Catherine Zeta-Jones marrying, what's his name, Michael Douglas. That kind of boosted her name a little bit. You know it did.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't have anything against women making it on their own laurels, but some of them do marry into it and get their name out there because of that. That is the truth.
She got an award or something for that, didn't she?
Prince of Egypt? Well, it was an animated movie.
Yeah.
She lent her voice as Miriam,
Yeah.
the story of Moses. One of the, I would say, better Bible movies out there.
Didn't she? Oh, I know she was nominated. Did she win it or did she lose?
I didn't even know she was up for anything for
that.
that.
They had an award, a nomination for that. I didn't quite read into it.
It must have been something for, like, Christian award or something, maybe.
No, it could have been, it was from DreamWorks, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So it might have been under the,
Couldn't
like
have been
the
Academy
animation.
Awards. Because they only do Best Animated Feature. They don't do, like, Best Actor's Voices or anything like that. And I wish they would. Some of them do. Because you have to portray a lot of drama just in your voice. That's a lot of talent.
Yeah. I mean, you got some fantastic voice actors. You got Mark Hamill. You got the guy from Boy Meets World.
Anybody on the Simpsons cast?
Yeah.
They could portray drama.
Even everybody from Happy Days. They all did voice acting.
Well, yeah, they did the cartoon of Happy Days for a while.
Not just that, but they did other cartoons, quite a bit of stuff. I mean, they did Dungeons and Dragons cartoon
Oh, I know Danny Yost or whatever. Mouth.
Mouth and Potsy did quite a bit too of different things. There's quite a bit of really good actors for voices that are American. When you think about voice acting, you think more of like the Asian, but there is quite a bit of American ones too.
Now going on to the next year was 1999, which went back to her rom-com roots, or more kind of rom-com. Her and Ben Affleck, Forces of Nature, back when Ben Affleck was still trying to find his way in Hollywood a little bit after his nomination or winning the Academy Award for Best Screenplay for the one with him and Matt Damon
and Robin Williams.
Yep.
I know what you mean.
And that's gonna draw me.
My brain is not.
I know.
I can't help today. I do apologize.
It's okay. I'm drawing a blank on it too. Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Yes.
Yes.
Will Hunting.
All right. So in Double O, the Double O's, she was in 2 movies in the same year. 28 Days came out earlier in the year, and that, not to be confused with 28 Days Later. This is about a woman who was trying to go to drug rehab or alcohol rehab, and so it was kind of like a bit of a comedy drama for her. And then also that same year, action comedy Miss Congeniality.
Yes. That was fantastic.
I think she was fantastic in that. One of her funniest movies. That's the other movie she worked with Benjamin Bratt in. Also in Demolition Man. And I think William Shatner did a great job in that. Candice Bergen did a good job.
There's the judges, yeah.
Yep. Well, she was the person who ran the pageant. Yeah. And then fast forward to 2002. I'm sure she did stuff in between, but I'm just trying to point out like her key roles. Ryan Gosling's first big movie back then, Murder by Numbers, about those 2 kids in high school who try to perform the perfect murder, and they do it purposely to do things to get caught, to see if they can get away with it, and then it becomes too obvious, and she's the one that's onto him. She plays like an alcoholic, and she has like she likes to sleep with younger men, and she has like all these problems. One of those, broken cops that figure out they did those to death too in the 90s. And alcoholic cops who saved the day and crap like that. The same year, 2 Weeks Notice, that was her and Hugh Grant. That was another rom-com. She had a big career for that. 2004 was Crash. I don't know if she was nominated for that, but I know the movie was won Best Picture that year, and a lot of people were very upset about that because there were bigger movies out in 2004 that should have won.
Yeah.
That didn't. And then 2005, Miss Congeniality 2. Another good one. Not as good as the original one. I think she became too different from the original one. I understand you want to try to change a character, but she was like an arrogant bitch at the beginning of the movie. Like telling girls she told that one girl that, make yourself pretty or you're gonna stand out for the rest of your life, and making it sound like, you have to be superficial, otherwise you're not gonna make it. And yes, she did change her tune at the end, but did you see the second one?
Yeah, I saw the second one. I agree with you. I didn't think it was as good as the other one. I liked it.
That's the one where the 2 of them get kidnapped.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, yep.
Whereas the winner from the season, the first movie, she won, the dumb one. And William Shatner's character. Yep. The judge, or the announcer, the MC, that's what he was.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. 2009, she got her Academy Award win for The Blind Side, one of her best movies.
Yeah. We touched on a little bit on that in the football episode.
Yep. And like I said, if you want to see a funny Oscar speech, check that out because she was hilarious.
That's one of those based on a real story.
Yeah. Which they say was way off. Like the guy the black guy that he said that was not even. He was not happy with the way they portrayed him. Or
that would be something that we should do at some point. Is do reality movie based on real people. Biopics. What was real, what was close to it, and what was far from.
Versus.
Yeah, a versus thing.
Yeah, we could do versus of that. Absolutely. We sometimes come up with our best ideas right here, guys. So you're seeing brain work in process right now. Then one of my favorites in 2011, was Gravity. That was awesome. Her and George Clooney had a bit part in that. And I remember the first trailer that came out for that, people were laughing at it because it seemed so ridiculous. So the guy, Alphonse Cuarón, the guy who directed the third Harry Potter movie, the Harry Potter and the, not the Order of the Phoenix one before that, Prisoner of Azkaban, he's the one who directed that too. He directed this.
I think that was the one that I liked the best.
Prisoner of Azkaban?
It was the one where Hermione was drunk.
I don't know. Sirius Black was the one that was in that, where you find out Sirius Black was actually Harry's godfather, and
That's
he was really a good guy, and he escaped from Azkaban.
Half-Blood Prince?
No. I don't know. I don't know which one you're talking about.
No, I mean that's the one where we find out that about
Snape.
Snape, yeah, it's Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
But
Well, Gravity, like I was saying, if you guys like good intense thrillers, Gravity is one of the survive movies. She gets knocked. She's out in space in a space station, and all these meteors come at her and knock her for a loop, and she's got to basically make her way back to Earth. Otherwise, she's going to die out there in space with limited oxygen, and then she's got to find a capsule and a ship and figure out how to make it back to Earth. And yeah, it's pretty intense. It's non-stop. I mean, it's like, if you guys like non-stop intense movies, check out Gravity. I'm telling you. I'm guessing you never saw that movie.
I didn't see. No, I haven't seen anything from her since I would say Blindside.
Really?
Yeah.
So then we have The Heat. That was with her and Melissa McCarthy, another buddy cop movie, which we probably should have mentioned in buddy cop movies because that was actually really good. I haven't that video's not out yet, but you guys coming soon. Spoilers. We're gonna release one about best buddy cop movies. Yeah, that was really. If you like Melissa McCarthy,
she's funny.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I saw the thing of that when I was doing research on her on
trailer.
No, on Sandra Bullock. I mean, I saw the clip or a little picture basically of that, so I knew about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really funny cop movie.
At first, I thought it was that Spectrum made TV show with Jessica Alba, but then I was like, oh no, this is yeah.
Then she lent her voice in 2015 to Minions, which was a spin-off from the whatever that.
Oh, the Minions, yes. I didn't see it, but that's
that
yeah. She did
guy.
a voice in that again. Yep.
She was the villain in that one. They're one of their original Minions people they worked with.
Yeah.
Despicable Me spin-off. That's what it is. It's just about the Minions, who have that weird Spanish.
They made 2 Minions now, right?
Minions 2 is going to be coming out.
Oh, it hasn't come out
yet? It was supposed to, and then this whole thing kind of bumped it.
Gotcha. Yeah, they had that, and they had... How many Despicable Me's they have?
There's up to 3.
3 of them?
And I'm sure they're going to do one more.
I'm sure.
Because this new Minions movie is How They Met Gru. And he's now there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you guys know Despicable Me. If you haven't, if you don't have kids, you might not have seen it, but if you do have kids, if you haven't seen it, I'd be very surprised, because Despicable Me is
pretty big.
Really funny. And then she was in 2018, her last movies that she's done. She was in Ocean's 8, which was a prequel to Ocean. Actually, no, it was a sequel to Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah, it was the females. I didn't.
She's
see
related.
That one,
spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it yet, she's related to Danny Ocean, which is George Clooney's character, which is a remake of the original Ocean's 11 back in the 60s with the Rat Pack. You know, all the Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. and what's his name there? Frank Sinatra. Who he basically was.
And the other guy.
Well, there's a lot
4 Rat Packs.
Joey Bishop. Joey Bishop, Phil Lord, I think Laird, Peter Laird, something like that. And then, there's 5 altogether because Sammy Davis,
Frank
Dean Martin,
Sinatra,
Joey
the 3
Bishop.
main ones.
Well, those are the 4. Well, yeah.
And then there's one guy that's like
Peter Laird.
With them. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know his name. He's like the other one.
He's like related to the Kennedys or something.
He's like the Ringo Starr of them.
Basically. But he doesn't play the drums that I know of. He was related to the Kennedys. He was married to one of the Kennedy sisters. And that's how they got into politics. And that's why they backed up John F. Kennedy for presidency back then. The Rat Pack. Because they were thinking that they were going to have an in with the president and have their way, basically. And nope, didn't work out that way. That same year, she also did that Netflix movie, Bird Box.
I know you love that. You talk about that in something else.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't?
No. I never talked about that one.
It was some bird.
There's a similar movie to it that was The Quiet Place. It was another, basically same premise as The Quiet Place.
Oh, maybe you
mentioned that. But instead of not
know.
being able to talk, you shouldn't see them. That was the difference. Instead of silence, there was no vision, and she had to lead her kids to safety blindfolded. Basically, don't look at the bad guys. Otherwise they're going to attack you. So it's just another one of those A Quiet Place ripoffs.
Yeah, and they had that one horror movie with a puppet where you couldn't talk either, or the puppet would get you. You don't know that? That was back when we were in the movie theater. Worked there.
Remind me.
Let us know what it is. Basically, they had this puppet that you couldn't talk. If the puppet heard you talk, it would kill you. And you had to be quiet.
I don't think I worked there then. I was only there for 2 years. 99 to 2000, early 2001. Before the summer hit. I was working for the... Anyway, we're going into my life now. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so that pretty much wraps up Sandra Bullock. She did definitely, like I said, she didn't have a huge career. She did definitely have some big movies there, here and there, and she did comedy, drama, action. She could do it all. She's very versatile. I look forward to seeing what... She was actually one of the people in contention to play Wonder Woman back in the day, too. Her and, like, many other actresses back before Wonder Woman finally got made with Gal Gadot, who from the Fast and the Furious series. We are going to talk about DC movies and Marvel movies eventually.
Yeah, I didn't see Wonder Woman yet. So.
Oh, my God. I'll let you borrow it.
I haven't seen any of the DC movies, really. Except for the last one I saw was Superman vs. Batman.
Other way around.
No.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. That's the last one I saw.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here with Sandra Bullock. What a career. So if you like what you saw, you want to see more great content, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications for new videos coming out. Hit the like button. Please. Leave a comment below on Sandra Bullock movies that we didn't mention that you want to talk about. And also share our video on social media. Helps us blow up. And we just want to thank you because we're almost to the 60 subscriber mark. And that's a pretty big number. We're up to 58, 57, somewhere around there. So let's get this channel out there and let your friends know and check us out. And we're glad to see some of our return video subscribers that have been gone for a few weeks. We missed you. And I think you guys know who you are. I'm not going to mention their names, but we do appreciate you back and making your comments again. We always look forward to you guys making your comments about our videos, and we take them to heart as best as we can and try to fit in what we can with those comments. And we look forward to seeing you guys again soon.